a boss, she do it big. She trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking. She a boss, she do it big. She trucking, she trucking. She a woman with a rig. She trucking, she trucking,
she trucking, she trucking,
she trucking,
she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Happy Trucking Hustle Tuesday. We are back, and today we have a special show for you. We have the founder of the S.H.E trucking movement, S.H.E Moore. You know, S.H.E and I have had several conversations privately about the industry, and you know, she's just such a wealth of information. You know, so I had to bring her on the show so she could share her story with y'all. And y'all gonna love it, man. Y'all gonna definitely enjoy it. Also, that joint that I was just now playing, that is the S.H.E trucking anthem. I got the whole joint rocking at the end of the show, so make sure y'all check that out at the end. That is by Flow Easy, Flow Easy. So definitely check for her as well. She's a rapper out of Chattanooga. So yo, we doing big things as usual. Shout to the Hustle fam. What's up? I love y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate everything. And also make sure y'all rate, review, leave comments about the show. We need to do that. Keep on spreading awareness. Keep on sharing. Keep on posting. You know what I'm saying? Keep on repping for Trucking Hustle, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. All right? So you know what time it is. What time is it? It's time to put your ears on. And if you smell something burning, it's only your desire. Let's go. What's up, y'all? This is Ramel Watley, and welcome to Trucking Hustle, the podcast for trucking entrepreneurs. If you want to learn about the trucking industry from the business side of things, you're in the right place. Every week, I interview the people who are making it happen on a daily basis. I get them to share their successes, their failures, and sometimes even their secrets. The goal is to show you how you too can create financial freedom in the booming trucking industry. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I don't always agree with people just saying, hey, buy a truck, you're going to get rich. Because I'm going to tell you, you're not going to do that. So you can buy a truck and you're going to be poor.
Turn my mic up. Take there. Yeah. On the road to the riches. Life takes a toll like bridges. Good friends become foes and snitches. Better watch who knows in your business. So we are here with Miss S.H.E Moore. She is the what should I say, the leader of the S.H.E trucking movement, the biggest woman trucking movement in the game. So welcome to the show, S.H.E. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm fine.
Good. I'm great. So listen, I want to start the show off with one question. All right. And I want you to be careful how you answer this question, okay?
Okay.
All right. So why are women better truck drivers than men?
Because we pay attention more. We have a little more patience and because we women. I mean, you know, we you know, we tend to take care of the equipment, honestly, more, you know, a little bit better than men. As well, so they say we are safer drivers. Statistics says we're safer drivers than men.
Okay. Well, I was trying to be a little bit facetious with that question. You know what I'm saying? See if I can start a little bit of trouble. Maybe start a little bit of a debate and see if we get a poll out there. Who makes the best truck drivers, women or men?
Well, y'all know it's women. So get your woman driver if you want your equipment to be taken care of.
Listen, you know what, S.H.E, I gotta agree with you. In my experience, in my experience dealing with many drivers over the course of 17 years, I haven't had many female drivers, but the few that I have had have been exceptional. So I gotta definitely agree with you on that. You know, women do make great drivers. So let's get into your story, S.H.E. Let's start from the beginning. Where did you grow up? Tell me a little bit about yourself for the audience, the people who don't know you yet. Let's give them a little bit of your backstory.
So hello, everybody. My name is S.H.E Moore. I am from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Born and raised here. My dad was a truck driver. My mom was a bus driver, and that's what got me into this industry. And like he said, I am the founder of She Trucking, which is a women's it's a women's group on Facebook. It's a community where we mentor and coach each other. So women that's getting into the trucking industry. So
Okay. All
mhm.
right. So you said you're from Chattanooga. You said your father was in the industry and your mother was also in the industry. She drove a bus.
Yes, my father actually he still drives, so he's still a truck driver,
Okay. All
and
right.
my mom was a bus driver.
So as a young lady, was this always an interest of yours?
Oh no, oh
Okay.
no,
Well,
I was
let's
a
talk about it.
CNA.
Go ahead. Let's go to the beginning. What were your interests when you were coming up in Chattanooga? Tell me a little bit about that.
So I was a CNA for 8 years. I was into the medical field,
Okay.
and at 29, going into my 30s, my brother had passed away at 30 years old.
Ah,
And
sorry to
so
hear
it was
that.
important. Yeah, so it was important for me at 30, thinking, oh, he was kind of old, didn't know, not knowing at the time that he was, young like that. I was just kind of like, I wanted a life change. And so
Okay.
I found trucking. I started looking into a different career because I had, been a CNA for so long.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I looked at the newspaper and it had free CDL training. And
Okay.
I was like, you know what? I don't have any kids. I don't have anything to lose in this free CDL training. So I called. At the time, it was a company called S.H.E Refrigerated, which is now Swift. I called them to see if I could enroll and got approved. So
Okay.
that's how I got started.
Okay, got you. And tell me about some of the emotions that you went through making that transition because starting becoming a CNA, totally different world from being a truck driver. So, I mean, how was it making that transition into, having to learn to drive the truck, actually operating the vehicle, and just changing directions in life because obviously you had done something for a good amount of time. So to make a career path switch like that had to take a lot. So tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. It was actually very hard. I didn't understand what I was getting myself into, to be honest, until I saw the, until I thought I was already in it. So it was very challenging learning how to back the truck up. That's one of the hardest things, or learning the truck in terms what the actual book meant, so I can, receive my permit, my CDL permit test. So those type of things was very difficult. Um, and I just realized that it was a skill. Trucking is a skill that you have to build upon. So
Okay.
every day you learn something different. That's why throughout it, you can be driving for 50 years and every day you'll learn something new. I don't care how many drivers, how long a driver been driving, they'll tell you I learn something new every day because it's a
Mm,
skill.
mm.
And so I realized that every day I was learning something. I was getting closer to the completion of getting my CDLs.
Okay.
And so it was difficult. I mean, I didn't pass my test on the first time. I took the test a lot to be able to receive my permit, but I didn't give up. And that's the thing about trucking is persistency because you build upon, your skill,
Okay.
so that's,
Got you. Okay.
yeah.
So when you first got started in your career, what company did you work for again? What was that?
I started with Swift Transportation.
Okay, Swift. Good old Swift. Everybody knows Swift out there in the industry. So tell me about that experience with Swift.
Well, I mean, I had a great experience at Swift. A
Okay.
lot of the image that people portray of Swift is it's not completely true.
Okay.
It's based upon a person. So I never had, any bad things or anything like that. What I liked about Swift is they was one of the largest mega carriers. They had a terminal in almost every other state.
Okay.
And we
Got you.
had freight, a lot of freight. So we had refrigerated, we had drive-in, and they could keep us moving. Um,
Mm.
I even like the training. So I refer people to the to Swift because of the training. Um, you know, going through the training and being able to get my CDLs. I had already, matter of fact, I'm sorry, I had went to another previous school before that, and I
Okay.
didn't do well at that first school. So
Okay.
I knew the difference, and I knew that that was a better school for me. And we had about a month and a half with the trainer. Oh, so let me start from the beginning.
Go ahead. Go
So
for it.
first, you get your permit, because a lot of people don't know this. A lot of I know a lot of your audience is carriers and stuff too. So I just want to let them know the process of getting
Okay.
into this industry.
Let's
So
go.
once you get your CDL permit, then the next step is for you to learn the back end maneuvers, and that consists of straight line backing. Um, Normally it's just three backing maneuvers that we have to do and learn, and then the next thing is driving over the road. So once you pass all those tests, then you get your CDLs, of course, with a pre-trip.
Okay.
So then going to Swift, going into the Swift actual training, because people get that confused. They think that when you get your CDL, that's considered training,
Okay.
and they don't understand that the training begins with the trainer.
Mm.
And so I was with a trainer for a month, and going over the road, learning how to actual drive, because you don't know how to drive after just because you have a CDL, you actually have to go over the road. I tell people go all 48 states,
Okay.
because you want to get that experience.
Okay.
So that's what I did for a year with Swift, and then I went to another company
Well,
because we
let's
started out with
before you move on there, let's stick with Swift for a minute because I have a few other
okay.
questions because people want to know this stuff. Anybody who wants to get into the industry. So, how was the pay with Swift? Let's talk about that and talk about just the quality of life for you during that time.
Well, I've been driving for 6 years,
Okay.
and so 6 years ago, the pay was 25 cents. I started off with 25 cents a mile. And that was nothing. We had to hustle. You had to get 3,000 miles or more a week. And so now the pay has increased. So
Okay.
you're looking about 36 to 41 cents a mile is what the industry starts you out at. So you're looking at about a $600-700 starting out getting into this industry. And
Okay.
like I said, for us, we started out, it was like $300 or $400. They paid us weekly.
Okay.
So after, and that was, like I said, it was after you had your CDLs and you was with the actual trainer, then you got paid weekly.
Got you. Now, were you team driving or were you solo at this point? Like, what point did you leave from the team and go to be solo?
Soon as I left my trainer, I've been solo throughout my whole career.
Okay.
Because I pretty much lived in my truck for 4 years. So
Okay.
I just pretty much packed everything up, and I wanted to see the United States. So
Mm.
I knew at this point, I realized what trucking was. It was a
Okay.
lifestyle, and I really adapted to the lifestyle. I didn't care about coming home. I wanted to stay out and make my money and
Mm.
see different things and meet people. And, I had family all over the United States, and I love visiting them as well. So,
Okay, got you. So you're with the trainer for your month. After that, you go on your own.
yes.
All right. So tell me that experience. Tell me about your first time on your own, being out on the road. Tell me how that felt.
Ooh, I was nervous. So everything that could go wrong it goes wrong your first day.
Okay. Okay. Tell me about that first day. Let's talk about it. Because
So
these are the things that people want to know because when they get into it, a lot of times people get sold a dream. You know what I mean? And I want them to hear the actual real experiences that you're going to go through, from someone who's actually lived it. So let's talk about that first day out there on the road by yourself. Trainer's gone, they cut the cord, no more holding your hands. What happens next?
well, the first thing is it was important to have pencil and paper. I tell people be prepared, get your little notebook and write down everything this trainer is telling you, because when he's gone or she's gone, you don't have no one to, tell you what to do. So being able to make sure that you hooked up properly, making sure that you have everything set, like having your address set, you're going into the right direction, you can read your paperwork, all that type of stuff. The biggest thing for me was I can once I left my trainer, it was the first time I had came home after training.
Okay.
So I had been out for a month and a half, and I live in Chattanooga. And if you know anything about Chattanooga, in order to get to Chattanooga from the north, you have to go down Mount Eagle. And so that was something I wasn't prepared. Which Mount Eagle is a downgrade.
Okay.
That's where you go down a mountain, and you have to use your Jake brake and be careful because it is ramps.
Right.
If if your brakes smoke and stuff like that. So, ooh, my legs shook all the way down that mountain. I mean, I was so scared. It was the first time I had been down that mountain. We didn't go down it with my trainer. We went everywhere else except for there, and I came down by myself. I don't think I came down. I didn't even stop. I drove all the way home. I pulled my whole semi truck up in front of my house.
Mm.
I never forget, and I was just shaking. We wasn't even supposed to be trucks in my
Oh man.
neighborhood.
Wow. 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 That's crazy.
So, but after that, I mean, it was natural. The second time I went down the mountain, I didn't have any problems. And
Okay.
so just, making sure that, you use your safety techniques, you're not pressing the brakes and all that stuff, it's more of a mental thing, you know, and once you accomplish it and overcome it, the next time you do it again, it's easy, get easier and easier. And
Mm.
I realized how small the world was, because it's like when you drive to your house every day, you see
Right.
the same things. You're used to that pothole, so
Right.
you'll go around the pothole. And that's just kind of how, for us being truck drivers, we look at the world. So we see the same things all the time. After you cross the United States 2 or 3 times, you you know the roads, and it
Got you.
becomes easier.
Got
Mhm.
you. Got you. Okay. So after Swift, what was next?
Then I went to a company called American Central Transport. It's ACT, and I stayed there a pretty long time. I really liked that company. They had a lease purchase program, and one of my friends had, which was one of my mentors. His name was Marcus Durrell. He was one of my brothers, and he taught me how to drive a 13 speed. I never he told me about this company. He was the owner operator at the time. And he said, "Come over here, it's, good." And he was from my hometown.
Okay.
Company was out of Kansas.
Okay.
So I got to Kansas and they put me in a truck that had 13 gears. I had never saw it before.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
And you don't realize that when you're in training. You just think, okay, you got an automatic, maybe a 10 speed, but you
Right.
don't realize it's 18 speeds, it's 13 speeds, super 10s, it's different trucks.
Right. Right.
And so I called him. I said, "You got to come to Kansas and teach me how to drive this 13 so I can pass this test." And he did. He actually came up to Kansas City,
Okay.
and he taught me how to drive that 13 speed, and I passed that test with flying colors. And
Nice.
I stayed with that company for a while. So
Okay. So you were ACT. All right. So after ACT, what happens after that?
after ACT, I decided I wanted to come back and be local um, for a little minute. And I just kind of job hopped, to be honest. I went through a lot of companies after that. Just looking for stability, looking for what I thought that I wanted. Because after about 2 years, you start realizing what you want and what you don't want. And
Okay.
I really think I was looking to become an owner operator, to be, because I love the owner operator side. But
Okay.
I stayed company, and some of these companies are not. They'll sell you a dream, and you
Mm.
have to do your research. So it's important to look on Google and read the reviews and ask people about these companies. So I went in and out of a few companies after that. But my last company, who I was working for previous, it was through a small carrier. So
Okay.
I like the small carriers a little bit better. I did like starting out with the mega carriers, but I
Okay.
like uh driving for the smaller companies.
Okay, got you. So you just said something there. You said that you think that you were looking to become an owner operator and purchase your own truck. So what stopped you from doing that?
I actually attempted the lease purchase program with a company called Central Hauling,
Okay.
and it was an international truck, and that truck just had 1,000 problems.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I took the truck back. I didn't even keep it for a year. It was a walk away lease, no money down or anything like that. It was pretty much an impossible lease to own the
Okay.
truck. You know,
Okay.
it was because it didn't have a warranty. I realized warranties are important.
Okay. Got you. Got you.
Hmm.
So do you think that owning the truck is something that you see in your near future?
Absolutely. I do want my own truck, either for myself or to give someone a opportunity, or just to train them. So, and teach them how to drive the truck. So
Okay.
I do want one of my own. I don't think I'll ever have a fleet,
Okay.
but I think I would like one truck because
Now,
I like
what?
to take them to schools and stuff like that too.
Why don't you think you'll ever have a fleet? Is that just something that's not your interest to have multiple trucks, or I mean, because it may not be for everybody. So why don't you think you'll ever have a fleet?
It's never just been my interest to have a fleet. I've
Okay.
always my interest is the education side of
Mm.
trucking. And
Okay.
so I
Okay.
wanted, once I learned all I could, I thought it was important for me to go back into my community and teach others. And that's
Mm.
how like She Trucking got started.
Got
I
you.
just wanted to teach people what I knew. And I knew that it changed my life, going from some very rough times, pretty much homeless, living in my truck, to being able to afford, paying off, helping, pretty much paying off my mom's house, having
Mm.
stability, being able to have, things that I wanted and dreamed of. So I wanted to be able to give someone else the opportunity to dream as well, to let them know that they could do it. I mean, I'm only 5'3", so I'm not the
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not what you would think a truck driver even looks like,
Right.
keeping my hair done, my nails done, and different things like that, and just keeping the feminine, uh, qualities in trucking. For me, I wanted to make sure that I let other women know that they can do it as well and do it also.
Got
So
you. Got you.
yeah.
Okay, understood. So let me ask you another question. Nowadays, it's becoming kind of trendy to get into the trucking business. You
Mhm.
see a lot of people offering courses and different curriculum. To try to teach people. What do you think about that? As a driver, someone who's been driving for 6 years, what do you think about people entering into the trucking industry? Just kind of just on a whim, just seeing it on Instagram one day and saying, I want to get in the trucking industry too. What do you think about that?
I think it's great to see people, start courses, for brokering and dispatching and other things in the industry. I don't always agree with people just saying, "Hey, buy a truck, you're gonna get rich." Because I'm gonna tell you, you're not gonna do that. So you can buy a truck and you're gonna be poor. The, you know,
All right,
starting off because it
get
takes
in, get into that a little bit more. Expound on that. Expound on that.
well, it takes time to build on these things. It takes for $1,000 don't make you rich, and
Mm,
so it takes time. You have to have a maintenance fund. So you have to take money to put together. So if your truck break down, you can keep your driver rolling. Or you might need to, you're going to start out putting more money into your company than you're going to, receive. It
mm,
takes time to build in trucking. And
right.
then it depends on the rate. So like right now, a lot of rates are not as good. So people say, right now, you don't want to, unless with you up under a broker and you already in the like already in with brokers or dispatchers that can help you move your truck. This right now we're going into a recession and stuff like that. So it's important that I don't agree with that. Come into the trucking industry and you're gonna get rich
Mm. Do,
tomorrow.
do you feel like you should have a passion for the industry if you get into this business?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think you should do your research and learn about it first because you can have. I know a lady right now that has a truck. That truck has been sitting since March because she don't have a driver
Wow. Since March?
since March, and this is
Eight,
November.
eight, 8 months. Is that 8 months? Yeah.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
So you got to make sure that you look at the full picture. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, what I tell people is get your CDL,
Mm.
become a driver, and you never will be driverless.
Mm.
So I have a guy, um, he's a pastor. His name is Ricky Taylor. He has 5 trucks now. He owns 5 trucks.
Okay.
So he has a fleet. And so he called me. He said, "Hey, Sheree, I have 1 truck at the time. I want you to drive for me." I told him, "No, you're gonna learn how to drive for yourself." I wouldn't do him. I wouldn't do him no justice. I
Right.
could drive for him,
Right.
but I wouldn't do him any service. It would be a dishonor to him for him to grow a fleet and not know how to move a truck. And
Mm.
so I told him, I said, so anyway, he actually listened to me and he went to school and he went over the road, he drove his trucks and stuff like that. After that, he met drivers, he put drivers in the seats. He called me, he said, you know what, that was the best advice you could have gave me.
Wow. Wow.
Because if the driver can't move your freight, if they get sick, you can jump in the driver's seat and move it. You can
For
do what
sure.
you need to do for your company.
For sure, for sure. All right, that's pretty cool. Pretty good advice. I agree. So, like you said, we do have a lot of carriers who listen to the show. A lot of entrepreneurs, people who are interested in getting into the trucking industry. One question I get very often is, how do you find good drivers? So, Sheree, you're a good driver. How do you find good drivers? How do you find other people like yourself out there? What techniques do you use? What tools can you use? What resources? How do you find good drivers?
That's a good question. Um, with Since I've built S.H.E Trucking, I get a lot of carriers asking me to find them drivers. And what I'm noticing is that your marketing, your branding has to be up to par. You have to come in, you have to tell the driver what it is that you can do. So you have to know your numbers.
Mm,
Because if you tell me, oh, I'll make 15 or 2,000 a week, and then I make $800, we start off on the wrong foot.
right.
So just knowing your numbers is important. Making sure that you have a flyer, show the driver the truck what they're gonna get themselves into, and be completely transparent because it's about building a relationship. If you're um, if you treat me good, I'm gonna treat you better. I'm gonna run for you. You see what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
don't care. I don't care if I'm sleeping in the middle of the night. You tell me a load got to be moved, I'm gonna move it because that's what I do.
Mm,
But that's the relationship you have to build with your drivers. And
mm,
so I think, keeping it professional. You don't have to be their friend, but treat them, like their family. That works, and that keeps good drivers. I have a job board on my website, where I do post different carriers on there, jobs openings and stuff like that on there. I post it on my social media as well, for because we have 5,000 drivers in S.H.E Trucking,
okay.
all women drivers.
Shout to
And
She
so
Trucking, the She Trucking crew. All right, go ahead.
thank you. But yeah, so I do help a lot of carriers find drivers, but it is kind of just making sure that they have their stuff together, letting the driver know. Drivers like APUs, and making sure you have an APU on your truck
Mm,
because or because you don't want to be cold, you don't want to be hot, you want to be comfortable while you're on the road. Making sure the truck is clean, we look for that. I'm not driving a dirty truck. I don't
mm,
care.
mm.
you know, and so they want to be comfortable, because this is a place where they live in. And I think as long as the appearance is good, as long as you pay a driver every day, and the biggest thing is just word of mouth. So a
Mm.
driver gonna talk to another driver. As long as you keep your reputation great, you're fine. You will never be without a driver.
Nice, nice. What do you think is a fair wage these days to pay? I mean, I know people pay differently. Some pay percentage, some will pay you mileage. What do you think is a fair wage?
A driver is looking to bring home at least 1,000.
Okay,
If we can a thousand, 1,500, you know, something like that for a company driver, that's what we're looking for. You know,
okay,
that gives you room to operate and manage your truck. That gives you room to be able to make money as well for the company and also pay us as well. Um, we don't we like a sign-on bonus, but that's not always important, especially if you are getting us from our house to the truck, you know,
okay,
and stuff like that.
okay.
But yeah, I say 1,000 or 1,500 a week is a great rate.
That's a great starting point. All right, cool. Let's talk about She Trucking. Let's get into the She Trucking movement. When did you decide to start She Trucking, and why did you decide to start She Trucking?
So I started She Trucking about 3 years ago, because I didn't see any apparel that it was just a clothing line. So I didn't see any apparel that said I was a woman driver. And so I kept trying to find a T-shirt all over the United States, and I came home and started making my own. And people would ask me, "Where you get that from?" I said, "I made it." And then I realized that it was a need, and I started making other people's shirts and just started a brand, a clothing brand. And as I started meeting more and more women drivers, I was like, wow, it's a lot of us, because I didn't see them on the road. I
Mm,
probably only knew about 10 women drivers at the time. When I first started trucking, I didn't see any women drivers. I didn't see nobody.
okay,
And so, and then all of us, as time went on, I saw like one, maybe once a month, maybe once a week if I go to the terminal. So then, like I said, through the apparel, I started knowing like 1,000 women drivers, so many
right.
women. So I started the Facebook community.
Okay.
We actually have been a vendor at the biggest truck shows in the United States,
Mm,
which is the Great American Truck Show, the Mid American Truck Show. We have had booths. We've been the only woman, not only the only woman, but a woman of color, because I am a minority small business owner, you
okay.
know. Um, and so it's I was the only female, the only female with these big companies like Love's, Petro,
Wow.
all the Mac, Freightliner, all the companies, um,
Wow. That's
mega
awesome.
carriers, yeah, selling the apparel. And then, like I said, now we up to 5,000 women drivers. We've been mentoring and coaching and helping women achieve their goals. We've been recognized by Facebook. They came and did a recording of us driving, of me driving a truck and talking about She Trucking and the mentorship program, telling you how that works and stuff like that. Uber, different magazines. We've been in national trucking magazines, front cover, Edge, a lot of different stuff. So
Wow. So building such a large community of women drivers, what has that taught you? What has your community taught you? Just in having that community and watching over it and cultivating it. What has it taught you?
it taught me that it taught me it has taught me a lot, actually. Um, a lot of women come to trucking not because that we didn't dream to be truck drivers.
Mm,
It's been a situation that brought us to this industry that you fall in love with. It has taught me to have patience. and to listen to people's stories.
Mm.
A lot of people have interesting stories. I love listening to how people have overcame their circumstances, and being that myself, overcoming my circumstance was, it's interesting to see how other people who were at the time when I thought it was the end of the world, you
Mm-hmm.
know, had been through worse things than I, and
Mm.
has just like soared through the
Mm.
world.
Wow.
Just meeting some of the strongest women I have ever met. Not just because they can lift heavy things, no, because they was nothing could stop them. They hustle was real, you know.
Right. Right.
Women drivers are some of the most amazing women you'll ever meet.
For
They
sure.
hustle strong.
For sure. What are some of the most frequently asked questions when people come into your group? What are some of the things that you see repeatedly? Questions, problems. What are some of those things that you see women, looking for guidance on?
They want to know where to get started. What company is the best company to start with?
Okay.
And
Okay.
we have a list on our website. We tell them we refer companies to them. We tell them, don't go to CR England, don't go to CRST, don't go to Covenant Transport, because a lot of cases has been reported of rape and sexual harassment at those companies.
Wow.
And
Really?
yeah, absolutely. And nothing has been done about it. We have another women's group called Real Women in Trucking, and they are a nonprofit organization that fight for women drivers' rights. And they are
Mm.
drivers themselves, and they're on their way to Washington D.C. this week to
Mm.
be able to stand up for women drivers that have been raped and sexually harassed. But as
Wow.
of now, when that happens in this industry, nothing really happens. I mean, they take you off the truck and put another woman with that person a lot of times. So
Hmm.
I try to warn women drivers and tell them, hey, don't go to those companies. Stop putting yourself in those situations. Don't go to CR England, CRST, and Covenant Transportation. So
Wow. Wow. That's really deep. And what's the name of that that the march that's going on?
it's actually, it's not a march. They actually presented to the FMCSA a petition, and over 5,000 women drivers signed the petition, uh,
Okay.
with men and women. And
Okay.
I'm not sure what the number is now. It's probably more than that, because that was back in August. But they signed the petition to be able to seek justice, so women so this can stop. Um,
Hmm.
the sexual allegations are happening when you're with a trainer. So you're in the truck, and you're with the strange male, for a month, you know, and they will try to brush up on you or talk to you or holler at you or whatever, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and stuff like that. And it has led to cases of rape.
Wow.
So yeah, they are telling them this has to stop, because it's been going on since the beginning of. I mean, trucking has been around for a long time.
For sure.
So
For sure.
yeah, it's been going on for a long time. So
Okay. Well, I know we've had other conversations prior to this one, and I know that you spoke to me about one of your interests is to start training, being there to train women female drivers. Talk to me a little bit about that.
yes, so I actually was doing a live with Kiara. Shout out to Kiara, the trucking
Shout out
guru.
to the trucking guru. That's my sister. What up, Kiki? Go ahead. I'm listening. I got off a little bit. Go ahead.
And so it was just so funny. I was telling her, I said, I want to be able to actually teach people, and since being on her live feed, the doors just flooded open. It was like God wanted me to really speak it.
Mm,
He set me down. I was involved in a car accident back in June,
okay.
which got me out the driver's seat. And I haven't been driving, but what I've been doing was doing some one-on-one teaching, um, people who wanted to get their permit and their CDLs. So now I don't know if you know this. I guess I'll announce this on your show.
Let's
Um,
go. Exclusive.
Exclusive, yes.
I love exclusives. I love exclusives. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'll drop a
So
bomb or something like that before you. I'll edit it in. Go ahead.
okay, well, I'm actually now a CDL instructor. So I'm here
Oh.
local, yeah, in my community at Chattanooga State Community College. I'm a CDL
Oh.
instructor now. Yes,
Nice. Congratulations. That's dope. That's dope.
thank
You know,
you.
it's so interesting. Like you said, it's like, one thing happens and another door opens up, and you just and God just continues to move people closer to their calling. You know what I mean? And earlier you were saying how your true passion is education, right?
Mhm.
Like I was asking you about the fleet, and you were like, well, really, that's not my interest. My interest is being an instructor, educating, teaching people how to change their lives through trucking. And here you are. You're right on the road to doing that. And not
Yeah,
only, and I mean, you've been on the road to doing that through your she trucking community. You've been touching and changing lives, and now here you are. You're physically out there showing people how to drive. So that's really dope.
thank you.
All right, so let's continue moving along. Now, I also have some more insight about some other things that you're doing. The Women's Empowerment podcast. Talk about that.
So I thought it was important for our voices to be heard as women drivers. Just like we're talking now, you know, I wanted to give people different perspectives of what they was looking for, what they liked in this industry, and stuff like that. So to help the next woman. And so we started the Women Empowerment Podcast. It's on Blog Talk Radio.
Mm-hmm.
And we are in our actually today is just our we're in the beginning. So
Okay.
today is our second will be our second time recording. It is a live show where you can call in and ask questions, but it gives opportunity for women to connect and bond, and we can touch on a lot of different issues. You can get multiple perspectives from women drivers. So I'm so excited about it.
No doubt. You want to shout out your the rest of your team on the podcast?
Well, yes, we're gonna the show next week's show. We're gonna have Tiffany Hannah from Big Wheels and Heels. We'll have Charmaine Jeffers, which is for CDL for Life. These are women drivers who not women bosses actually. They
Mm,
have fleets. So they actually have fleets and they drive themselves. They train, they broker, they do it all. And we're
mm,
gonna continue to keep having people on like so we can have that conversation. Let's get a carrier on, let's get a driver on, and
mm,
let's talk about these type of things. Hey, what are you looking for? Okay, well, this is what I'm looking for, because I think it's important for us to build these relationships
mm.
so everybody can be on the same page and we can meet each other needs, because it's a teamwork. You have
Right,
to work together.
right,
So
right, right. Now it's three of you guys.
actually it's so the shows that we're doing now,
Mm-hmm.
it's just been with my administration team, and it's I host the show, myself. I'm
Okay.
looking for a co-host.
Anybody out there? We looking for a co-host. Anybody out there?
I know, because I don't have the skills.
Oh, you definitely have the skills. Stop it. Cut it out. Cut it out.
I have the vision.
You got the you got the vision. You're like Diddy. You're like P Diddy. You need somebody to orchestrate and co-host the show. So we'll have to make an announcement that S.H.E is looking for a co-host for a show.
Absolutely. And it could be a male. We might need that to shake them up a little bit where it's not all female. But we've been having like different drivers come on. Ours is pretty much driver based. And
Right.
it's drivers talking to the drivers, how to be safe out here, what to look for. Our show today at 8 p.m. It'll be about um the trucking lifestyle, how to maintain a healthy relationship and drive a truck.
That's big. That's so big.
Yes, because it's hard. I mean,
Mm,
it's super hard. Like, you know, people can't understand our lifestyle. So you got to have someone who's compatible. So we talk about those different things and we get deep. And I just kind of invite different people that inspire me. I actually, that's
okay.
on the
Okay.
show,
Okay.
different drivers who inspire me, different drivers who I think has a lot to share.
Got you,
Um,
got you. And let everybody know real quick where exactly they can find that. And I'll also make sure I put links to that, as we promote the show. But where can it be found, the show?
it's on Blog Talk Radio, and you can just go to www.blogtalkradio/She Trucking. But the podcast is called the Women Empowerment Podcast.
Dope. So y'all make sure y'all look out for that. All right, cool. So we're current now. We have the podcast rolling. You're now doing your instructing, doing your thing. So what's next for you, Sheree? What else do you see yourself getting into? Let's say the next couple of years. What's your vision? Because you said you're a vision person. So what do you see happening next?
The next thing I want to do is actually bring the industry together. Maybe host an event that will bring in different people. I want to be able to bring in, the brokers, bring in the dispatchers, just bringing everybody in the same room to start that conversation
Mm.
where it comes off social media. I want to create a platform where when you say you're looking for a driver, I can bring those drivers in front of you.
Mm.
I think that's important
For sure.
because it's not really what I see is if you're a mega carrier, it's a platform for you to advertise. But as far as like a small business owner operator, a motor carrier, I mean, you might have Craigslist, and stuff like that, but you don't
Right.
get the opportunity to really get in front of a lot of drivers. And I want to be able to create that opportunity. So.
Mm. Okay, that's dope. That sounds great. All right, so let's start to kind of wrap the show. As always, as we start, coming to a closure, I always want to, make sure everybody knows where they can, number one, connect with you and reach out to you and find your brand. But also, I just want you to kind of give your final thoughts. Speak to the woman out there who wants to get into this industry, maybe wants to make a change similar to what you did. And they don't know what to do first. They're nervous. They have different emotions going through them. Speak to that person and just give them a little bit of give them a little jewel to take away.
Do your research, get into when you get into this industry, go to Google and Google the trucking company that you might want to start with. If you're changing companies, Google that company, look at the reviews, join our community, She Trucking. I mean, we probably have a driver at every company you can even think of.
No
So,
doubt.
but the biggest thing is do it and realize it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's going to kick your butt. It's going to tear you down, but it's going to build you back up. And trucking, this our industry does that. It is designed to break you, like the military, you know.
Wow.
But it builds you back up to be stronger than you ever been. So it's a very rewarding industry. I do want to add this before we get off because this is very important.
For sure.
So I wanted to, in February the 10th, they're adding 35 new tests. So it's going to be important that if you decide you want to get your CDLs, go ahead and get them now before February, because after February they're adding on, and they're going to make it hard for you to be able to get your CDL. I'm going to be helping a lot of people with that, with the testing process, but it's going to be, you won't be able to, like, say I have a friend that has a truck. We just can't go to the DMV anymore. It used to be like that.
Right.
If I had a CDL, I could just take it to DMV. You get your CDL just like you get regular driver's license. They're cutting that out now. You have to have passed over 30 tests outside of the pre-trip. I'm sorry, outside of the permit test. Yeah. So these are new things or new regulations that's coming in next year, and I want people to be aware of.
Wow.
But do it. Do it. It's definitely worth it. You can do it. We did it. I did it. And you can do it.
No doubt, no doubt. And where can the people connect with you and find you on social media?
So I'm on my web address is shetrucking.com. The apparel is on shetruckingapparel.com. We're on Facebook up under She Trucking. And you can email us at info@shetrucking.com as well. So just go to shetrucking.com and everything is there.
No doubt.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We
Everything is
everywhere.
She Truck, and I like to add the apparel is dope. I mean, I love those jackets, the varsity jackets you guys have. I might have to get one myself. Matter of fact, you think they'll be okay with me wearing a She Trucking jacket?
Yeah, because a lot of our jackets just say trucking. I broke the United States down to
Yeah.
where it looks like what I think that the road looks like. So
Right. Right.
it's my interpretation of driving the whole United States broke down in trucking.
Yeah, but
That's
very
truck
very good quality stuff, very nice aesthetics, really nice job with the clothing line. So I just want to applaud you on that. So you guys make sure you go to shetrucking.com and check out the clothing line. Make sure you join the Facebook group, get in that community, huge community. I mean, it pretty much runs itself. You know what I mean? That everybody's on there doing their thing, talking. Like you said, it's just a big community full of information and full of value.
Right.
So thank you so much, Sheree, for joining me today on
Thank you for
Truck and
having
Hustle, and we appreciate you giving us your time.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for giving us the platform to be heard. That's just amazing. I've listened to so many people on this show and have learned so much, and it's inspired me to want to do more. So thank you so much for everything you do, and shout out to my sisters that just came before me that are out here just blazing the trail, blazing this industry. So I do want to collaborate and connect with some of those women who may be interested in collaborating with me. So
No
reach out.
doubt. We're strong. We're always stronger together. And like I've told you before,
Yeah.
privately, I tell you publicly, I'm always here for you. Whatever you need for me to do, my community, we're here. We're all one big family, one big trucking family. So you let me know, and we're here. Trucking Hustle, She Trucking. We gonna make it happen.
DJ Tony. For all my ladies out there trucking towards they goals. Let's go. She gon' take care of her biz, she trucking, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking, she trucking. She gon' take care of her kids, she trucking, yeah. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking. Often hated, never duplicated. We underestimated cause it's male dominated, but we getting payment like it's money motivated. Our clientele rated while they dragging, we gon' slay it. By the hour, we them girls and we got power. Haters everywhere like some patches, they be sour. Dropping lows on the road and we be runners. You can never do it like us and that's a bummer. They got my back so I got my girls with me. I can't be like you cause the shoes just won't fit me. All these moves and we make it all happen. We just show and prove while the rest of y'all rapping. Clocking in and making ends, running racks up. Focus like a lens, we don't focus on the trends, nah. Like a truck is pulling in, told them back up. Focus and pretend we don't notice who they is. Take care of her biz, she trucking, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking, she trucking. She gon' take care of her kids, she trucking, yeah. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking. She be trucking, if you wife her then you lucky. She a blessing but you curse her, she turning the bride of Chucky. Yeah, we in sync like a Bluetooth but it's pink. Little do you know when we in numbers we got strength. Ladies roll up on you, we got pull and we got lint. Yeah, reach the 50 states, we gon' cancel all the myths. Yeah, when I'm trying to shut the I'ma raise the roof so when you play me burn the house. Yeah, gon' take care of her biz, she trucking, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking, she trucking. She gon' take care of her kids, she trucking, yeah. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking, she trucking. She a boss, she do it big, she trucking, she trucking. She a woman with a rig, she trucking, 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 she trucking.
If you like what you heard, it's only gonna get better. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to learn or hear more about. Till next time, love is love. Truck and hustle.